Hey guys, Jared Garcia with Remax Equipped. Come check out our website at iSpeakRealty.com. Today I'm here with Nhi Herrera with PRMI Mortgage, and we're going to be talking about some mortgage tips, buyer tips. We're just going to have a little fun. So thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So let's jump right on into this thing.
Yes.
And let's give these buyers some tips.
Okay.
Basically, we're going to talk about 3 things that we need to get pre-qualified.
Yes. Okay.
Right? Or pre-approved. We could even talk about that.
Yeah.
The difference.
Yes, there is a difference. So,
yeah.
In the industry, I see a lot of people use the word pre-approved when they mean pre-qualified.
Right.
Pre-approved really means that it's been sent to the underwriter. It's gotten a really reviewed as well as like credit.
A good determination of what's happening.
Pre-qualified is kind of like the initial step. Maybe you just give some documents. Maybe they only do a credit score check. But I like to try to go all the way as far as I can, as far as like reviewing documents.
So what are those documents?
Yeah,
what are those things that we need? Let's name 3 things that we need.
So typically what you need when you're getting pre-qualified are income. We're looking at income, so bank statements, right?
Yeah.
Income meaning your job, so pay stubs. We're looking at bank statements, so assets, how much money you have. Maybe you've got a 401k that you can draw from. It's just a variety. And then we're also looking at as far as like your credit score, where you're at. Right. So that's where we'll do a credit check.
Tax returns, we're going to look at tax returns. We're going to want those. Mm-hmm. Some programs, they typically want 2 years of tax returns, right?
Especially if you're self-employed. So if you are, 1099, you own your own business, something like that, we are going to want 2 years of your tax returns.
Right.
So it's super important to get that as well.
So what about like right now, right? We're right in the middle of tax season. Yeah. I don't have my taxes done for this year. Or last year, 2024. So do you need 2024 or do you need 2023 and 2022?
Okay, so taxes were due, if you are a business owner, taxes were already due for March. So you can give us an extension if you have not done 2024. We'll need an extension. That's not going to be due until October if you filed it, so that's good. Or if you've already filed it, then we'll need the most recent. So if you're ahead of it, then we'll need 24, 23. If you have an extension, then we'll do 23, 22.
So you guys are going to take all that, send it to the underwriter, and get a pre-approval rather than a pre-qual letter. And you can do pre-qual letters at your company.
A lot of times we'll do the pre-qual first, unless it's like a sticky situation or it's one-offs where it's got a lot of moving pieces. Right. If we don't need to send it to the underwriter, we won't necessarily do it. So, for example, if you have a W-2, very straightforward salary, your income doesn't change much, we might not need to send it to the underwriter. Right. But if you've got recent change in business and we just want to be sure, then I'll send it, especially before you start shopping.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, talking about shopping, first-time home buyers, like what are their mistakes that they make coming into it, into the transaction? Let's talk a little bit about mistakes that you can make. You want to get prepared. You want to have everything that we're asking for. Yeah. And so as we're going through the process, you don't want to make these mistakes. And first-time home buyers, because they might not, they don't know, or they might not have somebody representing them who may not know either. You never know. What are those types of things?
Well, one of the biggest is obviously shopping prior to talking to a lender, prior to talking to a realtor, so you kind of know what your budget is. Right. That's one of the biggest ones.
Absolutely. We budget all of our buyers. Yeah. We sit down and do a full home buyer packet with them. We go over all the steps. Yeah. We let them know what to expect through that whole process and this is what you're going to need before you go over to Nhi to get qualified, and then they're already ready to talk to you and get ready. So that is huge. Talk to somebody who knows the process of buying,
who can give you that idea of like what to expect next. Right. The other thing too that a lot of first-time buyers will make a mistake of is kind of underestimating the costs, right? So that's where getting pre-qualified, talking to a realtor, talking to your lender so you kind of know what to expect coming in with funds. That's a big piece. So I feel like some people, there's programs and we have plenty of them at PRMI to help first-time buyers. There's plenty of down payment assistance programs. Even for those that are not first-time buyers, we've got it for you. But still having a clear expectation of like what we need is a good starting point.
Definitely. So let's talk a little bit about what during the process you get pre-qualified. You're going down the process. What are things that you shouldn't do whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned
not,
buyer, and we see this all the time in the industry. We just want to make sure that it doesn't happen to our clients. And so we advise people not to make these types of mistakes while you're in contract.
Yes. When you're under contract, we are looking at everything. So one of the biggest things is don't make any large financial changes, like changing your job. Some people don't know, but you might be switching a job from W-2 to 100% commission, and that could kill the deal. Because with something
that
commission,
has happened in my career only once. In 28 years, one time that happened. W-2 to 1099 kills the deal.
Because once you're 1099, goes back to one of those items that we need. We need 2 years, of your returns to show that. So we want to avoid that. The other piece too is getting your credit reviewed. Pulled, basically getting new debt. So even if it's applying for a credit card or something like that,
don't buy a car.
Don't buy a car. Don't buy a boat.
Don't buy anything.
Don't put
you can shop and get your wish list ready. When you buy the house, that's when you can pull the trigger afterwards.
When you get your
and
keys.
Budget, get your keys. That's what I always say.
Not even after final approval, because until you sign, we're still waiting and we're still monitoring your credit. So definitely don't get any new credit.
For sure. So lastly, let's talk about closing costs and what some of the things to expect. Who pays for what? What do you see out there? There's really no norm.
There isn't. It's all up to the negotiations, which you are really great at. On my side, I like to prepare our buyers to know that, part of closing costs are some fees that we, obviously, as a lender, are going to have to charge. Points if you want to buy down your rate. We can always talk about that another day too. But then there's third-party items, like the appraisal, the title company, things like that. They're going to have fees.
And so when we write your contract, you find a house, you get qualified, you do all those things, you don't make any mistakes. We're going to write an offer. We're going to determine who pays for what. In the contract, there's a box set of closing costs that basically say, buyer's going to pay for the appraisal. Buyer's going to pay for discount points, like you just said, to buy down your interest rate, title fees, tax fees, etc. Then on the other flip side is the seller. Are they going to pay for inspections? Are they going to pay for the survey? Are they going to pay, for the title closing costs, the title binder? These are all things that are great topics we'll be bringing to you later on. But those are things that we don't know yet. There are programs that do have specific requirements and who pays for what. VA, there's certain non-allowables and allowables, who can pay.
It really depends.
It depends, though. We look at that.
And the other part of closing costs too that we are including for you are prepaid items. So things like your home insurance policy for the first year, we're going to collect it at closing, and your property taxes, that's going to depend on the property that you choose as well. So closing costs, we are going to try to do our best to give you a good estimate, kind of like a worst case scenario, so you know what to prepare, and then with an awesome realtor, he's gonna maybe be able to help you negotiate with the seller.
We're here to help out. If you guys have questions, concerns, you guys can reach out to us. We'd love to help you out.
We're always looking for clients
Absolutely.
to help.
We work on the weekends because a lot of times that's when you guys are off. You guys want to go shopping. You want to see some properties. So give us a holler. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you coming on and rapping a little bit about the mortgage industry. So let's share this video, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.